Lesson 1.1, Points, Lines, and Planes. Our essential question, how can you represent basic geometric terms in words, symbols, and pictures? Take a minute to get your notebook ready. 1.5 inches margin for the questions, and the rest should be for the main idea, notes. Label the top of the page with the name of the lesson. Write the essential question. Set up the chart form because we're going to have vocabulary, so you can have a column for vocab, a column for picture, and a column for symbol. At the bottom of the page will be a spot for your summary. First vocabulary word is a point. Here is the picture of a point. This is the symbol for a point, or you can say point A. Our next vocabulary word is line. A line is a set of points that go forever in both directions. They extend without end. Notice that there are some arrows. This is the picture for a line. This is the symbol for a line. Lowercase l stands for all the points in that figure. Or you can choose any 2 points on the line, write them down, and put the line symbol. Or you can reverse the order. For example, if I wanted to label this line right here, I would just choose 2 letters, T and C, and put the line symbol over. One more time. If I wanted to label this line, I would just choose 2 letters, EH, and put the line symbol over. If I wanted to label this line right here, I would just pick out 2 letters. Now notice there are 3. Just pick out any 2 letters, say MP, and put the line symbol over it. Our next vocabulary word is plane. A plane is a flat surface that extends without end. This is the picture of a plane. We use a parallelogram, but we know that it keeps on going. There's really no boundaries. We can label it by a script letter and call it plane M, or we can pick 3 points that are not on the same line and label it by those 3 points. Collinear points are points that lie in the same line. For example, in this line right here, we have point P, point M, and point Q. They are what we call collinear points. Coplanar points are points that lie in the same plane. Let's talk about this plane right here. It extends without end. Pick out any 3 points as long as they're not in the same line. So I can call it plane D, C, G. You have other options as well. Let's practice. Give 2 other names for line PQ. Here's line PQ right here. I could label it line N, or I could just reverse the letters QP and put the line symbol over it. Now let's talk about labeling plane R in 2 other ways. Plane R is this flat surface. As long as I pick 3 points that are not all on the same line, then that'll be okay. So I can use that one. Or I really have to keep using this letter V because the other 3 points are all on the same line. I do not use R. R is the name of the whole plane. Name 3 points that are collinear in this picture, and that would be point S, point P, and point T. Now let's name 4 points that are coplanar, that are all in the same plane. Point V, point S, point P, and point T. Again, do not use the letter R. R is not a point. In this diagram, give 2 other names for line ST. So 2 other names for line ST. I'm looking here at our ST right here. I could call it line M, Or I could pick any two letters. I'll pick the letter P and T and put a line symbol over it. There are other answers that are possible. Name a point that is not coplanar with points Q, S, and T. Q, S, and T are making a vertical plane, very similar to this one. So we want to find a point that's not going to be in a plane that goes through these 3 points. And the answer will be point V. Point V will not be in that plane. Next vocabulary word is segment, or we can say line segment. This is the picture of a segment, and this is how we label it. And we say segment AB or segment BA. These are called endpoints. Our next vocabulary word is ray. This is a picture of a ray. Notice it has one endpoint and it goes on forever. Again, it's also part of a line, just like a segment is part of a line. In this case, for this ray, you always start off with the endpoint. That's always first. And then pick a letter in the direction of the ray. And then we put the ray symbol over it. For this particular ray, the endpoint is B, so you have to start with the letter B. And the rest of the points are going in this direction, so we say go in the A direction. So we say ray BA. Opposite rays. Ray CA and CB are opposite rays. Let's take a look at what they look like. Here's ray CA, and I'm going to change color. And here's ray CB. Notice that they share the same endpoint, and when you put them together, they make the whole line, and that's what makes opposite rays. All right, let's practice a little bit more. Name another name for segment CG. GH, I'm sorry. So just change the letter order, and we've named it again. Name all points with endpoint J. So if you start here at J and then go in another direction, that'll be a ray. So this will be ray JF, and then I can say JG, JE, and JH. So those are the 4 rays that start with J. Which of these are opposite rays? Well, let's take a look at this. These 2 will be opposite rays because they share the same endpoint. They go in 2 different directions that make the whole line. So these 2 will be, these 2 will be opposite rays. And likewise, these 2 will be opposite rays. Let's continue. Give another name for segment KL. We can just switch the letter order, and that'll be the same name. Are ray KP and ray PK the same ray? So let's start at K and go in the P direction. Change color. Now I'm going to start at P and go in the K direction, and the answer is no. 1, they're not starting with the same point. And you see there's some little overlap, so opposite rays never do an overlapping. Now I'm going to undo all this color before I do the next problem. R ray NP, so start at N and go in the P direction. Change color, start at N and go in the M direction. Are they the same ray? And the answer is yes. They have the same starting point and they're going in the same direction. And that's the end of lesson 1.1.